Shop My Stash. I do these about every 3 weeks. The reason why I like to do these is that it helps me be more reacquainted with the makeup products that I already have in my collection. Whenever you're reviewing products, you get a lot of new makeup products into your collection. You tend to kind of forget about what you already have. So doing Shop My Stashes like this, it just helps me to get more use out of all the products in my collection as a whole, as much as I possibly can. And it also helps me to like play around with some products that I'm not sure about. You know, maybe I'm thinking about decluttering, but I just need to get more use out of them before I make my final decision. So that's what we're going to be working on today. You may notice that things are looking a little bit different. I just filmed my brush declutter. That should already be up. I got rid of, I'd say, about half of my makeup brushes. I had so many that I just wasn't using. In that video, if you guys recall, the goal was to get everything to fit into that acrylic, the clear organizer, but I realized that it just didn't fit. It was too wide, so I just switched everything over into this one, and I'm liking the way that it looks. I have all my eye brushes in here, and I went ahead and I put all my face brushes into one cup as well, so everything is in one place now. Before, I had both those organizers in the back here, and my project empties and Shop My Stashes were pushed like up further, and so this area was just all cluttered. But now, as you can see, I have more space. Everything is looking a little bit better. It's still a work in progress. I'm kind of in the middle of doing a small kind of revamping of my vanity. I'm kind of wanting the setup to be a little bit less cluttered, a little bit easier to get to. We're in the process of looking for another acrylic organizer to replace this one. And I also have a lipstick organizer on the way. I mentioned all that in my brush declutter. So I have some newer products that I'm also wanting to test out. That Essence foundation, I just got a bunch of new blushes that I got with that Essence haul that I haven't actually had a chance to use yet. So I'm going to be pulling out some newer products that I just got mixed with some of the older products that I have so that we can get a nice little mix during this Shop My Stash. Let's go ahead and start with our palettes first. I like to go ahead and do the palettes in the beginning so that way when we're pulling out other products, you know, we can just find products that just kind of go with the palettes. It's a little bit easier that way. I do have some palettes here that I just recently got into my collection. I've done reviews for all of them, looks with all of them. I'll have as much of it linked down in my description box as I can to make it easier if you guys, you know, want to check those out. First, we have the Love and Death palette. This one is from Nomad. This is their newest palette. This one got sent to me in PR. I still can't believe that I am on the PR list from Nomad. I'm going to go ahead and put this one back. We're just going to put all the palettes to the side, and then I'll put them away after I pick out the new ones. This one from Bloom Bunny, the blends. I decided to go ahead and keep this one out at all times. This is their all matte palette, and so I figure if I'm missing something in the other palettes, you know, a shade or tone or something, I can just pull it from this. So I'm going to go ahead and keep this one out at all times from now on. The Blend Bunny Dollhouse. I originally had, if you guys remember in the last Shop My Stash, I pulled out that ColourPop palette. I went ahead and switched them out because I realized it wasn't going to work for me in the tones in there. So I grabbed this one instead. I'm going to go ahead and keep this one out as well. I'm going to put back the Blend Bunny Lure palette. I'm going to go ahead and put back the Love Notes palette. I want to keep up my Sakura palette. We're going to put back the Pretty Precious and the Wild Child. You guys, this one is so freaking pretty. I hadn't pulled this one out in so long. These tones are just so gorgeous, and these shimmers are just so freaking creamy and buttery. I really enjoyed playing with this one again. This one I might end up decluttering. I like the tones in here, but honestly, the formula, it's just not performing that great, so I don't know. I may or may keep this one in my collection when I do my next declutter. I haven't decided yet. And I'm going to go ahead and put the Naked palette away too. I already have a pretty good idea of what I'm wanting to pull out for this rotation. I know I want to pull out the Glamlite Red Velvet. It is February 5th as I am filming this, so I'm still in, you know, Valentine's Day mode, and I really want to play with this palette. I also want to pull out the Cherries on top. This is Beige Cosmetics. The mattes and the shimmers in this palette, just stunning. That leaves me with 5 palettes so far. This organizer can generally hold 6, but I can always put one more over here if I want to. There's a couple of Sephora palettes that I am looking at. A friend of mine on Facebook sent me a message in Messenger and said that she had this huge box of stuff from Sephora. There was skincare, there was makeup in there. I kept a lot of the skincare. Some things I did set aside for friends, but these Sephora palettes, I have never used the palettes from Sephora before, and I've been wanting to try them. First of all, these palettes, you guys, are freaking heavy. This one is the new Nudes. So that's what that one is looking like. And then This one is the Smoky Jewels. I really like the way this one looks with all the greens and the blues. I think I want to pull the nudes out for this color story. I also got this palette from her in that box. This is the Ciate London Jessica Rabbit collection, the Jessica palette. The color story itself, I'm not really particularly impressed with, but I kept it for myself because of this packaging. I just thought this was absolutely gorgeous. So yeah, I was really excited and appreciative when my friend reached out to me because you guys, it was a huge box of stuff and she just gave it to me. She didn't like charge me or anything for it. It was pretty awesome. See if there's anything else that I want to pull out or if we're just going to stop there. Oh, the Lunar Beauty palette. I'm going to go ahead and pull out this one and then that'll be it. So now let's tackle this area. First of all, my project empties. I did finally finish 2 of those foundations, the CoverGirl Extreme Wear and the CoverGirl Skin Milk. Both of those I finished out. So I brought in my Wonder Woman Born to Last foundation from Kiko Milano. So we're going to work on this one to empty, as well as the Fenty Beauty Days Drops or Ease Drops. And I think that's it. Everything else we're still working on. I don't think I've finished anything else just yet. This one, the Meet Matte Hues, I'm just going to go ahead and put this one back. I have this in a project empties, but it's still good. It's not expired or anything. I love the shade. There's no reason for me to empty it. So I'm just going to go ahead and put this back into my collection. And I did add also the Glow Baby from LA Studio. This is their liquid highlighter. This shade is in Golden Rose. So I went ahead and I added this to the project empties, but everything else pretty much the same. This e.l.f. HD Mattifying Oil Cream or Oil-Free Cream Foundation, you guys, I have finally almost finished it. We are going to have this completely done by the time I do my next shot, my stash. This is probably going to be finished within the next week or so. I'm very excited. All right, moving into our project empties. I'm going to put back the Skin Assurance Foundation. You guys, I absolutely love this one. It's from JCat Beauty. The shade is in Mocha. This gives me the most beautiful, natural skin-like finish. I will definitely be repurchasing this one whenever I do finish it. Whenever I do repurchase it, and then maybe before this one is done, I'm going to go with a more warmer tone. This one is extremely neutral. It doesn't look bad on my skin tone, but I would prefer something a little bit warmer. But this foundation is stunning. I'm going to keep out the Juvia's Place foundation, the new one. This is the I Am Magic Radiant Finish Foundation. I'm going to go ahead and keep this one out. I haven't really had a chance to play with it much. We're going to put back the Mint Milk from e.l.f. I really do not like this one. I love the Power Grip. This one, I don't know. It just does this weird funky thing to my makeup where it just doesn't look good. I'm not really digging on this one. Putting back the Hailey's Beauty Refine. I'm enjoying this one. We're going to also put back the Cab Powder. We're going to also put back my e.l.f. Camo Hydrating Concealer. Love this one. And let's see. Also had out the Milani Conceal and Perfect Blur Out Powder. This one is newer to my collection. I like it. The one thing that I have found about this one is super matte. Like, it is super matte. This one is going to be fantastic in the summertime, but for right now, for this time of year, it's a little bit much. I am loving the Party Proof eyeshadow primer from ColourPop, but I think I'm going to pick something out for this round. We're going to keep all of my liners out here. I am going to put back the Blink one. This is the Ultra Volume Tubing Mascara. I have enjoyed it, but I do want to pull something else out. I'm also going to put back the Rare Beauty Precision Liner. This one is okay. It's like using a calligraphy pen, it's all right, but the tip is just a little bit big for my eye space, but, I do like it. All the other liners are going to stay. Let me put back all of the lippies. I had a lot of them out here. These two from Revolution, I thought they were like shades of like brown. Like, this is a deeper brown, this is a lighter brown. But when I actually put them on, this is a like mauvey burgundy, like just really, really rich color. So freaking pretty. I mean, hold on. Can you see that? There we go. So just absolutely gorgeous. And then this one is more of a nude pink. So pretty. The only issue is that both of these are very cool toned. I wish they were more like neutral warm. But other than that, the formulas are stunning. This one from Beauty Bay in Sunset. This has become one of my favorite nudes. Just so pretty. Gorgeous peachy color. I have used this one so much. I think I'm going to go ahead and keep it in. I've really been enjoying this one. My AOA Studio Wonder Matte, my Kiko Milano Wonder Woman, and my Ludicrous Matte Lip Crayon from Milani. I'm going to go ahead and put all three of these back. So what is left? The Wayne Goss Luxury Cream Foundation. I decided to go ahead and pull this one out and just keep it over here because I realized I wasn't using it at all. I was pulling from my liquid. So I'm going to keep this one over here at all times. So just encourage me to use it more. This one from Benai, I'm going to go ahead and toss this. I've had this for so long. I can always go to the Bin 9 website and like reorder this. It's only like $9-10. This one is definitely starting to turn. It just does not blend out the way that it did when I first got it. So we're going to go ahead and toss this one. I also ended up tossing two of the lip creams that I had over here. I actually forgot that I still had this one up here. This is the Fresh Kiss from ColourPop. I had another shade up here as well as that one from Unzai, if you recall from my last Shop My Stash. I ended up tossing both of them. They were very separated and very oily. I tried shaking them up. I tried stirring them. I could not get them to work. They were still oily. This one, however, works just fine, which is weird because it's from the same collection as that other ColourPop one that seemed to have turned. This one still works fine. So yeah, those two I did end up tossing. I didn't toss them. I put them in my trash empty. So we'll talk about those in a future video. Now for the blushes and highlighters. This one, you guys, this is from Kiko Milano. This is from their new Valentine's Day collection. The Pow for Love Cream Blush Duo, you guys. This is so freaking gorgeous. It's so creamy, so smooth, blends on the cheek like a dream, lasts all day long. Kiko Milano needs to launch these in like singles and launch like an entire like range of shades. It's just, I mean, it is such a beautiful formula. I have really enjoyed this. I've pulled it out so much. I'm gonna go ahead and put back my two ColourPop Powder Blush Foundations. These were from the Valentine's Day collections. I'm going to keep out this one from Tinkerbell. This is the Happy Thought Super Shot Cheek Highlighter. I haven't had a chance to really use this one. I've been using the Glow Baby and then this one from Milani a lot, so I'm going to go ahead and keep this one in. This one I pulled in after I filmed that Shop My Stash. I had a different cream blush over here, and I realized that none of the blushes I pulled were going to go with that ColourPop Wild Child palette, so I grabbed this one. This is Coca Felicita, the Baked Powder Blush from Milani. This is such a gorgeous, glowy, just like straight brown blush. It's so beautiful, and this went perfectly with that palette. I'm going to go ahead and put this back. I'm going to keep out the Tinkerbell Never Give Up Super Shock Shadow. I haven't had a chance to use this one. I'm also going to keep out from Perfusion my Blush Hour Soft Matte Liquid Blush in Paloma. I haven't had a chance to really use this one either, if I can stop throwing things. I think I'm going to go ahead and keep this one out as well. This is from AOA Studio. It's one of their Color Flush liquid blushes. This shade is in Redwood. I'm going to keep this one out a little bit longer too. All the rest of these I'm going to put away. Kiko Milano Eyeshadow Quad from the Dolce Diva eyeshadow palette in Stylish Coral. We're going to put that back. We're going to put back our blush from Alamar Cosmetics. And I'm also going to put back my Be Perfect Polar Vortex. I have enjoyed this. Put this one back. And then my LYS bronzer. I'm going to go ahead and put this back too. And then that's it. We're going to go ahead and put these away and then pick out some new products. I'm going to go over here and we're going to pick out our foundation first. I do have the three that I'm working on emptying. Those are just going to be, you know, for however long it takes me. I also have the one from Juvia's Place. I'm going to go ahead and pull this one. This is the Keep Me Covered. I did a full video of Essence and I also did a wear test of this one, but I do want to play with it some more. I've only been able to use it a few times, so this is going to be the foundation we're going to pull. And I also want to pull this. This was in that box of stuff that my friend gave me from Sephora. This is the Black Up contouring stick or stick and go. One end has a contour, but I figured I could try this as a bronzer. It looks like a really good shade that could work as a cream bronzer for me. This side is more like a highlighting stick, but I thought maybe I could try it as concealer. We're just going to give this a spin and see how it works for me. All right, concealer, primer, setting powder next. Well, first I'm going to pick an eyeshadow primer. And I want to pull this one. It's from Makeup Revolution, the Ultimate Eye Base in medium. I got this out of a Revolution advent calendar last year. I've been wanting to get some more use out of it, so we're going to give this one a spin. And I think I also want to pull out one more. This one from Flawless Touch. I got this one from the Dollar Tree. I really do like this one. I'm going to pull this one too because the other one has pigment to it. This one doesn't, so that way I have options. concealer. I do have this one. It is a foundation and concealer stick from Sephora. This was also in that box of stuff from Sephora that my friend gave me. As you can see, the shade is a little bit too light for me, but I thought it may work as like a under eye brightening concealer. I'm going to try this out like in the future. I don't really want to pull it for this rotation, but yeah, I thought maybe I could use it as an under eye brightener. I have so many concealers in here. This one. We're going to pull this one from Ardell. It is the Photo Face Concealer Full Coverage. I'm not sure what the shade is in medium, I think. I also got this in a Dollar Tree. We're going to try this one. I am going to go ahead and pull the e.l.f. Camo Corrector. This one is in Peach. I did a full face of trying new drugstore makeup, and in that video, I wasn't really impressed with this. But I do want to give it a fair chance before I make that final decision on it. So I am going to go ahead and try it some more. I feel like I want to pull one more concealer, but I don't know which one I want to pull. I'll go ahead and pull this one. This is the Milani Conceal and Perfect. I hate the foundation, but I love this concealer. The concealer is in warm beige. So we'll pull this one too. Primer. What do I want to pull? I'm going to go ahead and pull this one from Tarte. This is my Timeless Primer, the Putty Primer. This primer, you guys, if you want a super smooth base, you want super smooth filled in pores, this is the one for you. I'm going to keep this one on my vanity at all times. I tend to forget that I have it, and I do like using it for times when I really do want that super smooth look. So I'm going to pull this one to keep in my vanity, like always, along with that Wayne Goss foundation. Primer that I want to pull, though, See, this one I just got in my collection, still testing it out. I'm going to pull this one, and then I'm also going to pull this one from Essence. It's the Fix and Last Jelly Primer. I'm going to go ahead and pull this one. This is supposed to be a dupe for that Milk Makeup one, just like this one. So we're going to go ahead and pull this one. Last powder, and I'm going to pull the Kimchi Chic Puff Puff Pass. I have not used this one in a while, so this is the powder we're going to pull. And for under eyes, this one from Kiko Milano. This is supposed to be a highlighter, but there's absolutely no shine, nothing whatsoever where this one's concerned. I have tried it once under my eyes, and it did work decently as an under eye brightening powder, so I'm going to try it out a little bit longer to see, if that's something that I can use this for, because, yeah, it just did not work as a highlighter. I pulled out a lot of face products, probably more so than I usually do. All right, so let's move into blush and highlighter. I think I'm going to go ahead and pull that palette from Manny, the Lunar Beauty palette. I'm going to go ahead and pull the Moon Prism palette for this rotation. I'm pulling it in for Valentine's Day looks, but I know that I'm going to pull it in again whenever I do my spring shop my stash, like in the beginning of the springtime. So let's pull this one. Do I want to pull the Spotlight highlighter? I have not used this palette in so long, you guys. It's the one from Beige Cosmetics. I love this one, but I haven't used it in so long. You know what? Let's pull this one too. I'm also wanting to pull this from Kiko Milano. This is also part of that new Valentine's Day collection. This one I haven't had a chance to use. It's one of their new blush highlight duos. I tell you the shade name, but it's so freaking light on the back that it's impossible to read. Do I want to pull out my Natasha Denona Cupid Cheek Duo? Nah, I'm not going to pull that out this time. Any more palettes? I think that's going to be it for the palette drawer. I think I'm going to skip powder highlighter as far as singles for this rotation. I do still have the Mary Luminizer. I wasn't sure if I still have this or not. And just go straight for like creams. The Fenty Beauty. This was also in that box of stuff. You guys, she gave me so much stuff. This is the Fenty Beauty Fairy Balm Shimmer Powder. That is like super deep. I think I'm going to wait for this like in the summertime when I'm a little bit more bronze. I don't even know why I still had it in the box. I know that I want creams and liquids is what I'm going for. Man, I need to get some more cream and liquid highlighters. I did like a declutter, and I don't have much left in here. Let me pull this one. This is the Attitude Adjuster Drops from Ardell. Let's pull this one. Blush. And we got the blush palette. I still have the Blush Hour and then the Flush Blush. Those like red kind of orangey tones. We have those. I do want a brighter pink. Do I want that in... Oh, wait a minute. Before I continue, I want the Pure Essence Pure Nude Baked Blush. I've used this once in a trying on video. Bold Heart. We're going to use this one again. I guess we'll just use like all new products this time around. since I do have, you know, a bunch of new ones that came into my collection, I've got to rearrange this. I'm going to bring in the Bronze Noisette bronzer from Viseart. This blush is newer to my collection. This is from Juvia's Place. It's one of their blushed duos. I don't even know what the shade name is. Like, none of the shades are on the back, but this one is like an orangey tone. I'm going to go ahead and pull this one too. I just got these into my collection. I'm going to pull the Blush Bomb, this shade in Dolly Rose, and I think that's going to be it. If I feel the need, I will switch out some products, you know, as the next few weeks go, but I think that's going to be it for blush, high and highlighter and bronzer. My basket is overflowing. I need to do an eyeliner declutter. I mentioned that when I did the brush declutter. This is the cup that I keep these in. I don't know what happened. I don't know if you guys can see, but there are a bunch of cracks on the bottom. I don't remember dropping it or anything, so I have no idea how that got broken. But once I finish doing the declutter, I'm just going to go ahead and put my remaining liners in here. I got this from the Dollar Tree. I think it's going to be perfect, you know, for my liner storage. Yeah, I have no idea, like, what happened to it and how it got all cracked. I mean, it's one of those just mysteries of the universe. I have no idea how that happened. All right, mascara and liner. I'm going to pull out this one. This is the Hard Candy Marilyn Monroe. I'm basically just kind of rotating out liners at this point. I just added these three to my collection from Shop Miss A. I'm not going to open those yet. I'm going to pull this one in. It's from Essence. It's the I Love Extreme Volume Mascara. I haven't really had a chance to use this much, so we're going to pull this one. That just leaves setting spray and lip products. So let's get the setting spray first. I'm just going to pull this one from Kimchi Chick. It's the Stage Proof Matte Setting Spray. So we're going to pull this one, and I'm just going to put this up here. I did put back the Pixie one already, and I'm going to put this one back. I pulled this one out from the last rotation just to try some more. I don't like this one. It feels like you're spraying your face with hairspray, but that aside, it's a matte spray, which generally I would love, but this just like messes up the finish of my makeup. It just doesn't look good. And I feel like my makeup just doesn't wear really well whenever I'm using this. So far, I'm just not a fan. If you hear something that sounds like a bouncing ball, that's my son on the patio playing with the basketball. So I definitely want pinks. I know that I want to pull, should be up here, isn't it? This one from Kiko Milano. This is also from the Valentine's Day collection. This is new. The Powerful Love Demi Matte Liquid lip color. I cannot read the shade name. Ruby Kisses. This is very, very similar to this one, the Wonder Woman lip color. I'm going to pull this in. I want to pull a red, and I'm going to pull this one. This is new to my collection. This is the Hydra Matte from Essence. The shade is in Pink Positive, so we are going to pull this one. It's a really pretty, like, pinky red tone. These smell like candy. They smell so good. I don't have an orangey tone. Let me see what I have over here. If I don't see anything over here, then I'll just go ahead and pull that one from Lunar Beauty. I don't really have a lot of orangey toned lipsticks, I noticed. I need to get some more orangey toned lipsticks into my collection. So yeah, I guess we'll just go ahead and pull this one from Lunar Beauty. I have a nude, I have a pink, a red. I want just a regular soft pink. So let's do that, and then that can be everything. I'm going to pull this one in from Kiko Milano. This is the Festival Glow No Transfer Lipstick. I don't know what the actual shade name is. It just says number 4. And I think that's going to be it. So let's go on ahead and organize everything over here. I don't think I'm missing something, but if I am, I'll just go ahead and pull that in while I'm organizing. And then that's going to be it for this video. Everything is looking nicely organized. I did have to do a little bit of maneuvering to get everything into my blush, highlighter, bronzer basket over here, but we got everything in here. Like I said, throughout the next couple of weeks, I may switch these out just depending on what it is that I want to use. I did have to put one of my lippies on the project empty side because I didn't have any room over here. But I think we did a pretty good job getting everything in place so that, I could easily get to everything to use. That's going to be it for this Shop My Stash. If you enjoyed the video, please be sure to give the video a thumbs up. It really does help with the channel. If you're new to the channel, you're not already subscribed, I would love it if you would consider joining my little family and hitting subscribe. Make sure you tap the notification bell so you don't miss a thing. And you can also follow me on my other socials. I am on TikTok, Facebook, and Instagram. Be safe, take care of yourself, and I'll see you in the next one.